to another video. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a Juno 60 type sound on the Korg Opsix, and including the chorus as well. It's, as you can hear, you can create some nice warm sounds out of it, despite being an FM synthesis where you think FM of cold digital. Because this is altered FM, we've got a lot we can do with it, and we can make some really interesting synths. We're going to make it very simple with this. I'm going to start from scratch. In fact, let's go to Initializing program. Yeah, I'm not going to stack loads of things up, but you can do that. That's the great thing. So you could have two oscillators going into a high pass and a low pass filter. So if you're into sort of that style of rich sound design, then this is brilliant for that. But we're going to keep this really simple. So I'm going to go with an algorithm that is just all carriers like that. And we're only going to use two of them and not the rest of these. So I'm going to create like a sawtooth type sound. So we'll go to the mode, and I'm going to choose a, well, I'm going to choose the saw HD for this one, and saw HD for operator 1 and 2. So we've got operator 1 and 2 now. Now I'm going to do some detuning, and then I'm going to use some LFOs, because really to emulate that sort of warm analog synth, we need a bit of detuning and drift and things like that. Less precise than a digital synth. So I'm going to do that with an LFO, but I'm actually going to put some basic detuning in anyway. So about there. Okay, so that's the first part I've done. I'm going to go to the filter, because we've got a separate filter on the Opsix, and this is why I didn't stack them up, because I don't need to stack up a filter in with the operators because I've got this master one. I'm just going to take the brightness down a little bit. Okay, that'll probably do. So now I'm thinking envelopes. I'm going to make a more paddy type sound. So let's go to single, just here, operator 1 for now. And let's have a look at the envelope of operator 1. So I'm going to slowly attack down like that. If we're emulating an analog synth, we go through a VCA with one envelope. Here we've got separate envelopes for each one, which is a benefit. But what I'm going to do, you can copy them, but I'm going to do it manually, not quite the same thing, just to give us that element of randomness and variations. To be exact, we should copy them. That's probably the easiest way. But so I've got it as 140 milliseconds and 906. So I'll go to operator 2, 149, and what was it, 9? And we're going to 940. We're slightly off it. There we go. That's it. You can hear that detune on there. Right, so the next thing, it's really about trying to get the chorus effect. Now we've got a chorus on here, so let's try and emulate that. So let's get a decent mix on there, about halfway I think. There's good depth on there, about halfway again. Let's play with that wide sound with the fading. And the speed. Maybe slow it down a bit. That's it. Now I could add a little bit more chorus if I wanted. I've got 3 effects. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to put a bit of reverb on there. But before I do that, let's put some of that modulation I was talking about earlier on. I want to get them a bit of pitch modulation, and there's a few different ways we can do that. But I want them to be not on this. I want the pitch of the LFO of the operator 1 and 2 not to be modified at the same rates. So let's go back to operator 1, and let's look at its pitch. And in fact, we can use LFO 1. I'm just going to put it ever so slightly. And in fact, to give you the best example of this, I'm going to turn that detune off. And then let's go back to that LFO now so we can actually hear the effect of it. I think about there really, but what we do need to do is bring that speed right down because we've run the effect of drifting. So that's okay. So now we go to operator 2. I'm going to do a different amount on the negative. But I am going to put some detune as well, as if we were dialing in some detune, so not just drift. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is to maybe play about with the panning slightly. So we can use LFO2, we've not used that. If we go to the V patch, so the source can be LFO 2, the destination program panning, and just make it subtle. If I do it a lot, you can hear it. I think that's a bit of it. Now, there's one other interesting thing we could do. That if you like a bit of analog noise, we've got other operators we can use here. So operator 3. Now let's put some noise on there, like a hiss. You can hear it's going through the effects, but when it quite low down. So you can control that noise, how noisy your synth is. Now on the Juno, you can hear the noise all the time going through the filter to the chorus. Now I can't immediately think of a way to do that for that oscillator other than just leaving the release time really long. So we're just gonna have maybe that. Let's just put some release time a bit long on that, just to try it. There we go. It's a bit too noisy now. Now you can hear. I don't know whether the YouTube algorithms will allow this or the audio filters to go through it. So final touch, finishing touch, let's add the reverb on there. I think that's a pretty convincing Juno sound. This is what's great about the Opsix. You can make different synths. I've made a Poly 61, I've made a Poly 6 and an MS-20. So check out some of the other videos of that. And I've got a sound pack for the Opsix as well, which is either out or just coming out soon, which includes a lot of those sounds. So there we go. I'm going to save that one. And thanks for watching this video. If you've got some suggestions for videos on the Opsix or mod wave, multi-poly, wave state, let me know. And I'll see you in the next video.